What did the art historian say to the woman in the tampon commercial?
I don't know.
What?
It seems you're going through your blue period.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Dr. Bones Locker podcast. I am Jacob.
I am Ben, and today we have our very special guest today.
I'm B-Eggs.
He sure is.
This is the podcast where we take 5 minutes a day to review the daily webcomic by Jason Ball 34 titled A Pirate's Life. Today we got a 4-paneler. We got Mr. Pine and Dexter on the ship, and Mr. Pine says, do you hear music? Dexter says, yeah. Says, it's coming from that hole in the ship. The wind whistles as it passes through. And then Mr. Pine takes a closer listen. He says, we must be on rough waters then, because the ship is really pitching.
Can we get a Peter explains the joke from B-Eggs, please?
I'll do my best. I think what we see here is hilarity ensues once this pegged-legged stallion of a string bean finds out that the sound he's hearing that he thinks is music is coming from a small hole in the hull of the ship, because when air passes through a sufficiently slim bottleneck barrier, it will come out at pitches that it will start resonating in the room at frequencies that we can hear. And so I think this is alarming to him because that means this. Well, the joke is that the ship is pitching and yawing and rolling. Those are the terms for forward, back, left, right, up, down in the nautical world. And pitch is also a musical term.
As we were
Almost
just hearing in the background.
Well, it's got a sandpaper level explanation there.
Yeah. What's up, Ben?
I was going to say, I think it'd be really funny if instead of this ship is really pitching, he said, this ship is really bitching. Like, it sounds good, man.
Does that count as the joke?
What I just said?
Yeah.
I thought, based on the previous comic,
It didn't matter. So I'd like to go to, actually, I think we're all kind of Sonic experts, but as our guest on the show, B-Eggs, would you like to explain more about why air makes a pitch when it goes through a sufficiently small orifice? Are you familiar with that?
I know, but I want to make sure you know.
Oh, well, I'm asking you because I don't.
Honestly, I'm not totally certain. I think it's... I've never we've never talked about in class why wind makes noise when it goes through the hull
It's
of a
kinda
hull
like-
of a ship.
it's kind of like if God is Megan Howell and he's playing the flute.
Oh,
And
of
the
course.
ship is the flute.
Every hole is a
The air-
flute.
yeah. That's what I always say. Yeah.
Hey man, a hole's a hole.
Hey, man, a hole is a flute.
I tried to play this music like I did the last time we saw music on the podcast. It didn't work. There are enough lines, but it just didn't work.
It doesn't look particularly easy to parse out.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
I got through the first 2 panels, or I got the first panel and the third panel, but
Yeah, the middly bit. You can find that. You can find that recording of "Sailing the High Seas" on our upcoming album of our soundtrack music.
just coming out at some point in the next month, maybe. I don't know.
Probably. So we're reaching the end of the podcast. B-Eggs, you got anything you want to plug before we go?
I would love to plug the hole in that ship. It's actually making me pretty nervous that they're gonna start flooding, taking on water. What are they gonna do about it? Is he gonna use his peg leg? Is it cork?
You can listen to BX Podcast by searching Fact Cougars on any podcasting platform.
Now let's rate quick. I give this one a 5.
That's a 4. Bad music.
What's the scale? Is it out of 7?
10.
Because I give
Out
it
of
like a
10.
3. 3 out of 7.
Neat.
Okay, I'll figure out what that is.